next featured talk today is from Slava Kim. Slava is a Meteor core dev. He was a two-time medalist for Kazakhstan at the International Olympiad in informatics. He coached his national team and produced a series of training videos for them after moving to the US. While at Collections, which is a YC company, in 2012, Slava authored the native Windows 8 client while also contributing to the Cocoa client and the backend infrastructure. And here's Slava. He's going to be telling you about some of the best practices around using Mongo in a web app.
Hi, everyone. My name is Slava. As Jay said, I work here at Meteor. And I spent a lot of time working with MongoDB. Do you like MongoDB, guys? Yeah. I don't know. I spent so much time working with it, I learned how to love it. So actually, this joke was stolen from Discover Meteor book. This animal is called Mongo, and they can bite you. But you know, our Mongo can bite you too. So we are going to talk about this. All right. So the talk is going in this way. I'll open Mongo shell, connect it to the latest stable Mongo. Wait, stable? OK, never mind. OK, so Mongo shell, and it's connected to some Mongo version, right? And I'll be showing everything inside shell and then explaining what happened. So let's start with some easy examples. I have several collections here. And one of the collections is people. And I have one document here. It's a person whose name is John Doe, and he has some address with city and state. And if I want to find him, I can just say, find me everyone with name John Doe. And yeah, I find him. So what happens if I want to find everyone with the same address as John Doe has? I would say address is state in California, and city is San Francisco. Wait, I didn't find him. What happened? Who knows what happened? There's a hint. We didn't lose all the data yet. OK, here what happened. Looks like I typed California correctly and city correctly and San Francisco correctly. But apparently, you can notice that in my address object, the first field is actually city, and then it is state. When I queried my Mongo database, I put them in the wrong order. I put state first and city first. Who would know? OK, let's try a different way. I'll put city first. And now I find him. Yeah, we learned something. OK, actually, you might think, well, it's not very useful because you always can use a different syntax. You always can have a dot notation, like address should be address.city, should be SF, and same thing with state, and it will work. But actually, there are other places where it is important. So the lesson here is the order of properties does matter. And if you put them in the wrong order, Mongo just doesn't think they're the same thing. Because ECMAScript didn't really define how you can test two different objects for equality. There are other places where it is important in MongoDB. For example, sort specifiers. Whatever field you put first is more important for sorting. And collection indexes. Whatever field you put first will be the the primary key for that index. And then it will use the secondary key in your object to resolve the equal keys. So yeah, if your Mongo is not web scale yet, you can check that. Maybe it will help. Yeah, something learned. OK, next thing. That was easy. This one is a little bit harder. You actually need to look at it. Imagine a database with a collection called places. And we have several objects, say objects A, B, and C, and each object has an array field. It's called ratings, and they have an array of ratings, numbers from 1 to 10. And you can imagine it's something similar to Yelp, like you have ratings, fake or not fake, who cares. And I already have this data here. I'll do db.places.find, and I find all three of them. Now, let's say I want to sort them. I want to say, give me everything that is sorted by rating. And I'll get the least rating first. So it gave me some order, A, B, and C. I'm not sure why. Ratings. OK, thank you. Yeah, so it gave me some order, A, C, and B. Who knows why it sorted it this way? I can guess that Mongo took 1 from this place, 1 from this place, and 2 from this place. But I cannot know for sure. But looks like that's what happened. OK, now let's say I want to find all ratings. And I want to omit very low-rated places. I don't want anything that is rated below 2. So I'll say, give me everything that has ratings greater than 1. OK, I got rid of C, because C had a low rating. But look, the order is different now. It used to be A and B, and now it's B and A. And who knows why?
Because there's a greater difference between B and 1.
There's greater difference between B. Sorry, what?
And, well, it's got more elements that are above 1.
It got more elements that is above 1. Maybe. Maybe that's how it works. Maybe it has 3 elements, that's why it's earlier. But I asked to sort in ascending order, so probably it's not right. So what actually happens, we can look at it later. Let's try 2. Now it's A and B. Let's try 3. B and A again. What if I try 6? OK, magic ended. OK, never mind. It doesn't work anymore. So what actually happens here, the way Mongo does it, Mongo takes all the integers it can find in locations field. Those are 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. And it just puts them in a table and just assigns a corresponding ID to each number. It's like first one came from A, second one came from C. It just takes first 3. Because A, C, and B are like just every ID you can ever imagine, like in this collection. So what happens when I ask it for all locations greater than 1? It will cut off those ones. So we don't have ones anymore. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. And it will just take the first 2, B and A. Simple as that. And you can imagine then when we asked for greater than 2, it will take A and B again. And that's how Mongo works, unfortunately. Or maybe fortunately. Maybe it's useful. OK, that was 2. That's the third one. Everybody knows that sorting is fun, and we've just seen it. Mongo is especially interesting when you sort things. You also can sort things based on location. You can tell it, please give me all points around the point I gave you in a radius of 5 meters or 500 meters. So it looks like this picture, like radar. And imagine this example. We have a collection with 2 documents. And each document is a restaurant, and it has a set of locations. Location is a pair of dots on plane, 0 and 0, 1 and 2, 0 and 1. And I already have them in a database, obviously. I go to restaurants. I find them. We have them. And now I will sort on location and on locations. And I will tell it, give me everything that is near with point 0, 0 and 0. And max distance is some big number, so we take everything. So what I expected to do, I expected to give me both A and B, because both of them have some documents matching my selector, right? And they're probably somehow sorted. We already know that sorting, order of sorting is not that important for Mongo. And OK, I expect 2 documents. Let's see. OK, sorry, I messed up, sorry. Locations, did I spell it right? Locations near. Yeah, sorry, I should have put it into selector. It looks right, and something is wrong. Sorry. OK, now it should do what I wanted to do. No. Sort must be an object or an array. What does it even mean? Does anyone know what happened? Why am I sorting? Maybe I shouldn't sort. You're right. OK, now I got 3 objects. Yeah. Wait, is it good or bad? I think it's bad because I got 3 objects and I got A twice. I'm not sure whether it's good or not. Probably not, because last time when I asked Mongo to sort something, it gave me every document only once. Now it gave me some document twice. So if you ask your Yelp to find you some restaurants and you get some restaurant twice, maybe they use Mongo, I don't know. OK, that's the last one, I promise. You can get some drink after that and get rid of this Mongo knowledge. All right, so this is easy. It's not related to sorting. It's not related to anything like, OK, actually, it is related to Mongo. But everybody probably uses JavaScript in this room. And everybody probably learned the hard way what is the difference between null and undefined in JavaScript. So in JavaScript, as you know, null and undefined are the same thing if you compare it with double equals. It's not the same thing if you compare it with triple equals. Mongo brings it on the next level. So I'll show you how. Mongo uses this internal format called bitten. And bitten is like binary JSON. It looks like JSON. It also supports additional formats or types. And it's basically pretty much the same. The interesting part is, at some point, bitten deprecated the undefined type. So you cannot use undefined anymore in bitten. It means you cannot use undefined in MongoDB as well. And what does it mean? It means just all tools should stop using undefined. That's what deprecation means. Let's check it out. OK, I'll create a new collection called things. It is empty now. And I will insert one document. And I'll put I will set the field A to null, because we're working with nulls and undefineds. And I'll call it null set to null from shell. OK, it's still there. We didn't lose any data. That's good. And now I'll set it to undefined. I'll insert another object, and it will be undefined. And here it will be set to undefined from shell. OK, look, shell converted my undefined to null. It's good, because now, like, undefined is deprecated, and something should convert it to null essentially. That's good. Let's do something else. I don't know what it was. Let's insert a document that doesn't have an A field. No A field. In JavaScript, it would mean A is still undefined, because if you don't have a property, it's an implicit undefined. And I get it. There is no field. There is no A. So to be complete, I'll exit Mongo shell. And data is still there, I hope. And we'll use this Node.js script to insert another document, but from Node.js application. And as you know, like, Meteor uses MongoDB Node native driver to do that, to talk with Mongo as well. And we'll just use standard official NPM module called MongoDB. And we'll insert a simple document where A is undefined. And we already did it for Mongo shell, but I'll do it one more time, but from Node application. I will run it. Let's go to Mongo shell. Data should be still there, things. And I get 4 documents. So I inserted one additional document. And you can see something that was inserted from Node app is converted to null. So it's good. So now, if I ask MongoDB to give me all the documents where A is null, what do you think? What will happen? Who thinks it will return 1 document? Anyone? 2? 3? 4? OK, some people think it's 4. MongoDB documentation tells us that null matches undefined, and undefined matches null. So in my opinion, it should return 4 documents, because implicit undefined is also undefined, and it should match. Let's see. I got 3 objects. Yeah, as you would expect, it's not that easy. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here, right? OK, let's see what are these three objects. Set to null from shell, sim side. No field, sim side. From node app, undefined, sim right. What's missing? Undefined from shell. But wait, it says null, right? It says null here. I just did it. I didn't touch my keyboard. I didn't insert anything. Like, it's still there. It says null. But apparently, it's not null.
Well, the question is, how do you remove a field from a document?
I don't remove a field from a document.
What if you need to? You have a document previously you've set the field to undefined. Now,
so the question is, how would I remove the fields?
rewrite the entire document.
And like, my answer is, I don't want to remove fields right now. Right now, I just want to take my data. Remember, removing things from MongoDB is much easier than getting it from it. OK, look, I inserted undefined from shell and from from shell and from node application. When I did it from node application, it worked. I get it. When I did it from Mongo shell, like the official Mongo shell, it doesn't work. Apparently, it's not null. It's lying to us. Sorry, this one. It is still an undefined. And if you go to actual data on your disk, and you look at it, it still defines itself as undefined. It's still lying to everyone. So yeah, don't insert undefineds from Mongo shell. I guess that's the lesson. That's all. So originally, I wrote a blog post on my personal blog because I don't want to post it on Meteor blog, sorry. There are other things that we find in Meteor every day because we work with MongoDB a lot. As you know, we use, if you caught David Glass's talk about uplog tailing and how we use it to get real-time updates, we actually really push MongoDB to its limits. And we find a lot of little funny and interesting things. And maybe you would need it one day. You can show off, easily with that. So if you want, you can go to that URL. There are other things that I didn't mention in this talk. And they're not that interesting, but they're still important in your real life development because you can, I don't know, get a bug. So yeah, that's all. Thank you. Any questions? I hope no. OK.
What is the solution to the second problem you mentioned?
The question is, what is the solution to the second problem? What is the second problem? Sorting on the fields. The answer is don't sort on the fields. No, sorry, don't sort on array fields. I mean, if you don't know what it does, don't use it, right? And, well, sorry, you can tell. OK, never mind. I wanted to say something bad about MongoDB, but I love MongoDB. I cannot say it. The answer is simply be careful. Don't put a lot of stuff into your arrays. If you put them into arrays, be sure not to rely too much on the correctness. Sorry, bad advice, but I don't know other way.
So my question is, there is no way to do the sorting on the arrays, right?
You denormalize it.
Yeah, the question is, can you do it other way? Can you work around it? Yes, you can denormalize it. You can put it in a separate collection. Also, you can, if you make sure you never say greater than on that field, it will be fine. It probably will be fine. Just make sure, you, I don't know, fields in your sorting doesn't intercept with fields in your selector. Maybe that's the answer. It's really a hard question. So, another question? James?
So does the node MongoDB driver coerce undefined to null before it sends to Mongo? Or is it something even weirder?
Yes, James, you're right. MongoDB driver in Node does convert undefined to null before actually sending it to MongoDB, if I understand correctly. Looks like Mongo shell doesn't do that. Mongo shell does it the other way around. Whenever it sees undefined, it will convert it to null for representation. But it will not convert it when it will insert it. Maybe it's a bug of Mongo shell. Maybe I'm just a bad person if I exploit it right now, but that's how it works today. Emily?
So does node Mongo driver What does it do if it reads undefined out?
Emily asks, what does node MongoDriver do if it reads undefined out from database? I don't know.
I would guess undefined.
I would guess it does it right. I would guess it works. We can try.
So node MongoDriver does exactly the opposite of what shell does?
I wouldn't say it's exactly the opposite. I mean, I cannot reason about it anymore. How do we do stuff? Sorry, I don't know how to node. Other questions? Sorry? Anyone? Okay, thank you.